this is Sharon from craftyandcreativeideas.blogspot.com. I'm here today to bring you another one of my Wow That's Cool videos from my series. This one, I've had so many requests because my first original napkin card was this card, which I had done when I was for my October guest star, my first card for them. And it was for the D.O. Stampers. And you can see, like, I want to hold this up really so you can see the glitter on it. I'm hoping the camera picks up all the iridescent glitter of the whole card. One that I'm going to demonstrate on today, I have now made this elegant. I absolutely love this one. The detail in this is just beautiful. So we're going to get started, shall we? Is you want to take your napkin with a dry iron, not a steam. You want to turn it over and you want to iron the back side of this to get it all these crosses where your napkin was folded. You want to get those pressed out. Then you want to take the top layer of the paper from the napkin itself and you're going to separate that. Okay, so once you get a hold of that, gently pull the layer away from the napkin. That's pretty delicate, so you know you don't want to pull too quickly and rip the napkin itself. Just you want to get this back layer off. And I actually keep the backs of these napkins because I like when I to clean my blocks off with this with a little bit of Windex, my stamping blocks, and this works out good for it. Alright, so we have this. And we're going to just determine which pattern we want. And I was looking at this before I started the video, trying to decide if I wanted this leaf or I wanted this leaf. And I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay, but in the meantime, we're going to put this aside. And I used Very Vanilla, and I cut this one, the base of the card, at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then I took a discontinued paper, and you're going to be using different colors depending on the different napkins that you use. Because of the burgundy in the back of this, I used Bravo Burgundy, which is, I wish they never would have discontinued because I absolutely love this color. So I cut this one at 4 by 4, and that's going to be used as my first layer. The next one I did Very Vanilla again, and I cut this at a 4 by 4 also, and then I used Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets, and I cut this at a 4 by 4. So now you're going to take your 4 by 4 Very Vanilla, and we're going to peel off the side that has the black writing on the adhesive sheets. These are super, these sheets. You know, I didn't appreciate them until I actually bought them, and there's so many uses of them. You could actually, you can make your own stickers with these. It's a double-sided sticky, so once you peel off this black paper, okay, once you get this peeled off, you're going to take the sticky side and you're going to put it onto the 4 by 4 piece. Like so. And this should kind of feel like a waxy side, which is supposed to. Okay, then we're going to take this side and we're going to peel the layer off, the waxy layer off of the top of this one. Finally getting to it. Okay, so we're going to peel this away, which is going to leave a really sticky side now. So now this one's smooth because it's the paper, but now you have a sticky side here. Cut out my napkin on the 4th, just with some snips, and cut the napkin in 4ths. Okay, now that it's cut, it'll be a lot easier to work with. Now you want to center this. I'm going to turn it upside down because it's going to be easier for me to place this. You want to take the sticky part of the paper, and we're going to lay it to where you want that pattern. Make sure, now I definitely want the leaf in there. I want some of this writing and then probably less of the burgundy than the rest of the card. So I'm going to make this a little off-centered, a little higher on the card, on the napkin than what the pattern is on the napkin itself. Okay. Now we're going to trim this card. First I'm going to trim some of the extra napkin off, but we're going to trim this down to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Alright, I trimmed this off just the napkin, so because it'll be a lot easier for me to line this up on the trimmer if I have a flatter surface. So now I'm going to take my stamp trimmer and I'm going to line this up at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I really want, if I'm going to take anything off of this, I think I would like to take it off of the right side and off of the top a little. So I'm going to go to 3 3/4. And then I turn it to the other and line it up for 3 3/4. And then I'm going to take my scissors and just make the rest of this evened out so no napkin is sticking beyond the point of the card. Okay, now the fun part. And now we're going to be using heat and stick powder, which I put in little tubs just because then it's easier to use for me. And I'm going to take these off for a second. I think we'll make it on that. Okay, we're going to take some Versamark water stamp and we're going to stamp all over this card. And I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper first, okay, because this makes a little mess sometimes. So we're going to take a scrap under it because you're going to stamp off the outside. You're going to stamp all over your napkin. Let's just make sure it's all gooey. And you can kind of tell by holding it under light. It looks like I'm pretty well covered here. I'm just going to get the ends a little better. Okay, now what you're going to do is take your heat and stick powder and we are going to pour that over the card. And then just back off the excess. Oops. Just make sure everything is covered. Okay. Now you're going to need a heat tool. I'm just going to put the tip of my scissors in here to hold this in place. And you're going to wait until this turns. Just kind of lightly keep going back and forth. And you're going to see it change color. It's going to become a little more clear in look. Be careful not to get too close because you don't want to burn it. Okay, it's starting to change. So make sure everything is nice and clear and gooey looking. Okay, then we are going to take iridescent ice embossing powder. And once again I have it just in the tub Okay, so now we're going to lightly pour this all over the heat powder. And once again, get rid of the excess. Close this back up. And we're going to go back with our heat tool again, and now we're going to set that glitter. Same thing. You should be able to see it change in color to be a little clearer, and it should start to really sparkle. Okay, you can see now all the beautiful sparkle to the surface of this napkin now. It is just so elegant. We're going to turn this over now, and we're going to apply some snail on the back of this. Whoops, help it open it. And then I'm going to put that onto my layer of Bravo Burgundy. Once you've placed it on there, I find the safest way is to turn this over and then put a little pressure on it, because you don't want to rip that napkin because it still is pretty delicate. But I want it to make sure that it is really stuck to the Bravo Burgundy. Placed some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this, which I'm going to take the back off of these. Now I'm going to take the top of my layer after I put dimensionals on the back, and I am just going to pop that onto the card base. And that's what we end up with. I like this one. I actually like this one a really lot. Like it even more than the taller one. So this is how you do a napkin transfer. At least this is how I do a napkin transfer card. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope that this video has been some help to you. And if so, maybe you'd like to follow some of my other videos. Just to hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified anytime I come out with a new video. Isn't this elegant? I love it. So until next time, God bless.